Well, you've probably tried hiring Broccoli Her Boys to send DMs for your business and book more calls, and you're probably tired of it. Well, AI does that now, and it does it pretty well. And most people think this is a new sort of model or a new sort of way of doing setting, but me and my team have been doing this since last year, and we have pulled great results for our clients. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact way to set it up. It's actually an amazing setter and not just a replacement or not something that just, goes around and it's mediocre. So here we're going to talk about the first thing, which is your average DM set. The reason why most DM setting doesn't work is because this guy is on it. This is a random kid I pulled in from, I don't know him, okay? But the thing is that the issue is not the person you're hiring, because what happens is that usually most setters are students or people that are young. So what happens is that they are not really focused in, or like there's not like a long-term job. Closers, yeah, there's like 30-year-old, 40-year-old closers you can make a career out of. Setting is super new. Like 2 years ago, people didn't know what this was. So what happens is that you hire someone, right? And they're in school, then they cannot give it like, like 12 hours a day. They can't even do 8 hours sometimes. They're probably just thinking about partying or just doom scrolling or doing just some sort of weird stuff, okay? And what happens, the reason why it has gone so bad is because what happens, these closers and these people who do sales, they'll make 20K in their entire career and then just start selling a course. And these kids buy it and then you try to hire them and it's a mess. So what happens is you are trying to scale your business. You are trying to have a sales funnel that works, and setting is the first time somebody, comes into your business and they're asking you questions. It should be good. But what happens is the problem is that it's not having the people work for you. The problem is finding people who can work for your business and do it the right way. Most of the time, what happens is that most of the kids that come in, they want to do it for 2 or 3 months and then they just go off. Like even me, I did setting for quite some times, but then I transitioned into my business. And a lot of people, when they're doing setting, they would just want to learn skill, get some money in, and then just go out and do their thing. And a lot of people become closers, sales managers. There's so many roles which they can do. If you are a business who even is making 300K, then only you can maybe have a sitter that does it long term, but they even want to make more money because the business is going to grow. If they become a closer, they want to upgrade their skills. Maybe they want to become manager. Maybe they want to manage all the setters. There's a bunch of roles a setter can do, but a single setter is super, super hard to do. And that's where AI comes in. And that's where it's changing the entire game in business. One of our clients implemented this and a bunch of our clients have. And let me tell you this first and foremost, it books a lot of calls. It books a lot of good qualified calls. A lot of people still, and these results are from when it even is not that good. Now you can do a lot more. You can even send voice notes, which I'm going to talk about. And you can just see this 50 calls booked. And these are qualified calls coming in. That's why 22 of them were canceled. The AI does that. We have a completion rate. We have a funnel. Well, you see that, how many people come in. And you look at these numbers, right? And the reason why it's able to do that is because, first of all, it just doesn't fatigue. It's 24/7. Any lead can come in. Any question can be answered, which we're going to jump into, and how you can set up to get these similar types of results. So let me tell you the main reason why it works and why it's so much better than having like a normal human setter. The first part, which is super, super crucial, is that now you can send voice notes in your own voice, which increases sales, which is crazy. And you can use 11 Labs for that. Now, this video, I'm not going to tell you like how we set it up or how we do it, or how you can watch the tutorial, because there's so many things that goes into it, and it's super, super hard for me sitting here for your specific niche and how you talk and how you like there's so much that goes into it. But I'm just giving you guys the basics. First of all, you can send voice notes in your voice. Literally, you can just type out anything like, hey, like a lead comes in there like, hey, how are you doing? And you can be like, hey, I'm fine. This is an example. It can generate its own voice note. So that's a good literal game changer. And the most important thing, which is another thing which is super, super important, and why it works so well, is because it can just work 24/7, and most people don't look into that. And it can target people from any time zone. There are businesses, and I've known people do this, where they were only like having US markets, but then they start even having EU in there. How was that possible? Because they had an AI setter do their work in the EU time and also in the US time. And this can just like it's the speed to lead that gets in. It's completely different. Like your guy, the failure rate or him missing a lead is way, way more than actually an AI doing it. AI can just like a lead types any message is going to get there. It's going to continue the conversation. And there are ways you can set up which can answer a lot of the questions for your business. And which goes into this part, which is that answers, right? Any sort of question that people have can get answers if they have data about your business. If you train the AI correctly, which is the most important part, if you give it enough resources and things about your own business, it can just literally like, guys, we had a guy who was like asking some questions for how do you write this I think it was a fitness offer, and he was talking about like, hey, how can I get on my scale? I can't buy a weighing scale, yeah, for his food. He literally gave it like five options because it was connected to GPT and their other stuff. But like the detail of question the person has, and they can answer any question. First of all, when you have a DM setter, you have to train that person so much. It's gonna take 2 or 3 months for that person to learn all about your business. This takes like a week max. And then on top of that, because it is connected or maybe it's open source to some other LLM, it can just basically do the job and just get out there and answer any question that the person has. And the person, first of all, is going to be impressed by how detailed the answer is. And most people, first of all, when you're running a B2C offer, they don't even know that's a setter. So when you add AI on it, that's super, super unexpected, even if they think it's the assistant or someone else. But they're going to be like, wow, these people really, really care about their stuff. Which leads into my next point, which is super, super important again, which is AI setters are trained way faster and can be trained a lot more than a normal person. Guys, this depends on how much you want and how fast you want to get this done. This doesn't really depend on technology that we have today. The technology and all the stuff we have, it's super, super good. It can I have seen guys do it in 2 or 3 days where they have a fully built one and that works. That's like booking so many calls. And a lot of the guys which I've seen do this, they just literally sit there and just train the AI on different conversations. That's the most crucial part. They go in, they test it out. They do. You have to do the first subcolor parts manually, depending on what kind of system you're using. But most of the times, if you're just like at it 12 hours a day, you can train it 2 to 3 days, which is so, guys, a normal setter will take 3 weeks if it's any good to get like basic results for a business. This is taking 2 or 3 days. This is game changing. This is weeks and weeks. And also on top of that, your time is getting saved. Your 3 weeks per hour, how much you're training you're giving to that person, and how fast you're doing it, your time is also getting saved. That's why it's just so much better. And the reason why a lot of people are not doing it is because they're scared, or because they think that, oh, maybe I don't know how to do it, or whatever the case is. But you have to look into it if you want to make more money, because your competition going to do that. If somebody comes in, let's say we have two people, let's say A and B, and the A has an AI setter and the B does not. And a lead comes in. Let me draw a lead. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Looks kind of weird, but that's the lead. Okay, so that's smiley face now. This is an AI setter. He goes to two persons. He asks for the same question, right? Asks for the same question. You have a setter. Let's say he's sleeping. Let's say, you know what? He's not even sleeping. Let's say he's just eating food. Let's say it takes 30 minutes to answer the lead. And this right here answers it in like 10 seconds. Who's the person going to buy from? Of course, A. And that is the main point. The amount of speed which you can work with AI is so much faster that a lot of my clients, and this is like literally, I personally have not done this, but some of my clients have, which is they are literally closing like 10K deals in the DMs, all AI. They have a triage in the end. One of the things I saw from Jeremy Haynes was he was talking about an offer that is doing 10 million with an M, 10 million a year, all AI, zero employees, like zero employees. It's just all AI. And he has a Facebook of, I think it's a click-in page. They answer some questions. The AI talks it. Then it gives them packages based on like it's like a hyperbaric chamber. A lot of people do it for their health, and it sells that. And I was seeing that, and I was like, yeah, like it's not that it's possible to do that. And guys, if he can do 10 million on cold traffic, this is cold traffic. This is not organic. This is not people watching your content. And he's using AI setters to literally close in the DMs or maybe book more calls. Look what you can do. And this is the entire difference between guys who are making a lot of money in this entire space and those who are not. Because like, and of course, and I'm not telling you to pay someone a lot of money to set this up, because a lot of people do that. They'll charge so much amount. They'll be like, you have to join our coaching program, or you have to do this in order to get this. You can literally build it, or just like have it done like with the offer itself. Some people are gonna implement this inside of their like literal offers. Like if you have a consulting business, some people have it like we had it as well. We also give it like on the back end, whatever the case is. But the point I'm trying to make here, and what is super, super important for you guys to understand, is that you have to look out for these tools coming in, because the amount of speed and the amount of resources that is saved by this is completely insane. Like it's not like 5 minutes, 10. It's like hours and hours, days upon days are saved because you're using AI for your business. And this is the entire difference between people who are moving fast and people who are losing. You guys should be excited, looking forward to all the things that are coming inside of the AI industry, all the agentic tools that are getting built. So that's it for today's video, guys. I've given you the blueprint. Train it on a lot of data, and you should be able to get decent results. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can hit us up. We'll look into your business if we can even apply it or not, because for some businesses, it's amazing. For some businesses, it's not. And I'll see you in the next one.